Today, I'm going to be talking to you about my passion for the outdoors, specifically canoeing and surfing. These activities I use to keep my mind busy outside of the classroom. These activities never fail to amaze me when it comes to the outdoors. Being outside is almost like a natural pain reliever for me. I enjoy my weekends trying to escape the grasps of school. There's nothing I would rather do than spend a day sitting in hammocks, surfing, and searching for beautiful views. These activities relieve my stress. These activities relieve my stress and takes a huge weight off my shoulders. But many people ask me, is this something you want to pursue in? But in fact, I don't. These are just hobbies that I always want to have access to help me stay true to myself. And actually, before I start this, I want to say that all these pictures are either taken by me or are of me. When I adventure, it usually involves me and a few friends driving towards the beach and pulling over on the side of the road every couple minutes to look for views. Mount Tam, Bolinas Ridge, and Stinson Ridge are some of the greatest places to look for spectacular scenes. I love this aspect of the outdoors because it is constantly changing. There will be days at the top of Mount Tam when the sun is rising above the city and the layers of clouds create streaks of light all across the horizon. But there will also be days when nets will blow into fog engulf the coast, making it hard to see 15 feet in front of you. You never know what you will get when you adventure. Adventuring gives me a reality check on my respect for Mother Nature. It keeps my mind hungry to drive around that bend, to walk that 5 more minutes. And it also makes me grateful for the beautiful place I get to call home. We live in an area like no other. 30 minutes from the beach, 45 minutes from the city, and 4 hours from the mountains. I've come to learn how great of a place I live in. Adventuring has taught me many lessons, and it's something I plan on doing for a long time. Another activity I love to do is called enoing. To cut to the chase, it's a hammock that's really easy to set up. Enoing involves finding 2 trees where you can easily relax. As weird as it sounds, enoing is something I take passion in. Sitting with a group of friends, 15 feet up, enjoying the day, is a great feeling. Sometimes we have our annual Eno campouts, where we get as many friends as possible and all sleep in the same tree. Enoing is a simple but fun activity that educates me on the outdoors. I have formed relationships with people who take passion in enoing. Enoing has brought me friendships, education, a reality check, and a new way to sleep. Enoing has also introduced me to the nets, which is one of my favorite places to be. The nets inspired me to create my own nets in my backyard. With the help of a friend, we spent weeks creating a giant spider web out of paracord. After tying thousands of knots, our work was finally complete. Now I have my own personal nets in my backyard. There's a great view of Mount Tam. Relaxing in my backyard nets make me feel closer to the outdoors than I really am. Lastly, surfing. Surfing is an activity I want to be able to do as long as I can. Surfing is something that makes me happy, and I believe that if something makes you happy, you have to keep doing it. I have formed a bond with the ocean through surfing. I now respect its power and the animals that call it home. Surfing sets my mind at peace and relaxes my body. There's no greater feeling than waking up at 5:30 on a school day to head out to the beach. Surfing before school sets my mind physically and mentally for the long day ahead. If I could surf every day, I would. Whenever I get out of the water, I feel a sense of relief. I always enjoy surfing, but there are some specific moments that remind me why I love it so much. 2 days before Christmas, a friend and I were driving to the beach, location unknown. It is a very long drive and we didn't know what the conditions were going to be like. As we started our descent down the hill, our hearts jumped. Just over the hill, we saw some of the most perfect waves we had ever seen. We were yelling and screaming with excitement. This moment reminded me of how much I love surfing. It reminded me of other great days, and it reminded me of my respect for the ocean. But my most passionate moment from surfing didn't occur on a day with perfect waves and offshore wind. It was just before sunset at Fort Cronkite. I was alone that day, and there were only a few others in the water. I closed my eyes and felt the water moving across my body. I sat there, oblivious to everything else around me. When I opened my eyes, the sun was setting behind the rocks. rays of purple, pink, orange, and yellow swarmed the horizon. I looked up to the sky, not a cloud in sight. I turned around and saw the endless hillsides behind me. A distinct purple flooded the hills and the sky behind it. I still say that this is the greatest thing I've ever seen in my life. These three activities soothe my body and mind. I'm passionate about them because they make me happy. If something makes you happy, you're doing it right. The outdoors is a place that makes me feel at home. The outdoors is